Guten Tag, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren. Es freut mich sehr, Sie hier begrüßen zu dürfen. Ich präsentiere 50 plus Döner.
This part of the ceiling is so annoying. I wish I could get rid of it. I'm in a Harry Potter closet. Um,
Oh yeah, that's a little.
do we have 50 plus audio issues? I hope not.
I hope not.
But if we do, don't. Hello, welcome to the show.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, y'all. We've got a packed show today. We've got a lot to do. I don't know if you guys noticed, it's the DFB Pokal this weekend, and I actually have. Where is it? Oh, I think I took air horn off. What?
Oh my.
No.
Oh, hell no.
I do have that.
Fuck,
All right, let's just jump into it. Oh, do we have news we want to talk about before? Is there anything off the top of your head?
There have been some transfers.
There have
I
been.
believe.
Oh, we gotta talk about the big one. Let's put this up.
I love poaching.
Dortmund.
I love poaching.
Dortmund's. We're gonna have to go through all the unhinged stuff that the Dortmund account tweets. Okay, here we go. Maximilian Bia is now on Dortmund. He was struggling on Hoffenheim. That man needs some help, and now he's got some help. B-Flam, how are you feeling about this?
I'm very excited. It adds a new element to Dortmund's attack that I feel like we very much needed, which is even more speed. But you know, it's gonna be interesting seeing. I feel like Sahin's gonna run him in conjunction with Gadassi when he gets healthy, and Haller's probably gonna start the season up front for us, which should be interesting. But I love this move. It's young blood up front. It should be very fun. I love poaching. You're gonna hear me say it because I fully accepted the fact that Bayern is not really the team that goes and poaches the talent from other teams in the league. It's now Dortmund, and you know what? If that's what it takes, then that's what it takes.
I don't want to be the one to tell you that it's been Dortmund for a while, but hey, if you got a team who can do it, I mean, you might as well. You also gotta notice turning Volkrug into beer for less money is kind of crazy. It's like that. I think that speaks a lot to Dortmund's transfer windows in general. Like, how are you feeling just in general about Dortmund's transfer window? I think it's been really great.
It's been so much better than what it was last summer.
Yeah,
It's pretty much night and day. It's actually crazy because last year our top transfer was he who shall not be named.
Yeah.
And then this year it's Pascal Gross, Jan Couto, Bayer now, Girassi. That's, man, after last season and we made a Champions League final. This season I don't expect to make the Champions League final again. But if we're doing addition and subtraction,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
then
Yes,
it's not
sir.
out
Yes,
of the realm of
sir.
possibility.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I can't even.
That's just
read.
wishful thinking.
Who was that? Neckbone? My Streamlabs is really small. But thank you for the follow. I'm sorry. Yeah, man. I mean, and you forgot Valdemar Anton and all that too. So.
Oh yeah.
He's stacked. Let's read chat real quick, and then we're gonna go into Pokal. This is gonna take most of the show. We have to use our powers for evil, fucking up other teams, and good, fucking up annoying teams. That's kind of hard to hear after you stole two of Colin's best players 2 years ago, but I'll let it go because I am unbiased, obviously. Yo, what I miss? I thought the start at 5:30 Central. You missed. We started at 5:30 Central, so you're perfectly on time. Treat Girassi well. I think they will. He just him with Julian Brandt that's a nightmare.
That's a nightmare. Pray for the league.
Yeah, for sure. We at least use the war crimes money well. Oh, but yeah, they're gonna restart that this year. And Dortmund
Don't
summer
remind me.
this year is so awesome compared to last year's. I don't think was there anyone last year other than obviously Bessa Baini now because they didn't get left back who is gonna play this season.
Anyone they got let? Ooh.
I don't
I don't think so.
he who shall not be named is definitely not. He's I'm surprised he's still going to be on the team.
I'm surprised he's still on the team. I'm surprised he got playing time in the preseason. Hello?
That must have been a contractual obligation.
Man, Sabitzer will get playing time. Absolutely.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably the only one.
Cyberster, yeah. Wow, that's crazy to think he was the best person out of that window last year.
Yeah.
Is he still-
Also, before we move on to Pokal stuff, I do want to mention Delit's transfer out of Bayern.
Yes. See, this is why you're co-host. I'm not sure what Bayern's thinking here. Damn, they made it seem like he died. Look at this. The grave. He's still alive.
Jesus Christ.
What is happening in this? Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
We saw Andrew Tate before the actual news. That's wild. Yeah, he's off to Bayern Munich. That I don't know.
He's off to Manchester United, not Bayern Munich.
Oh yeah, Manchester United. I don't know what they're thinking here.
Don't ask me.
They've had. This is an interesting point to touch off of. Then we really have to hit Pokal because we have 30 slides to go through. I don't like if you look at their window. It's like yeah, they spend a lot of money, but I don't know if they spent it well, right? Who's the transfer this season that's gonna turn around, be the big turnaround from last season, right? And getting rid of your one of your best players in the position you need most. It's just I don't know what they're doing.
I'm gonna have to look at the transfer market because I genuinely do not remember who
Eric
they've
Dyer
got.
for the W. I completely forgot that guy was even playing soccer. Bayern is thinking he's the only center back they can sell. But can they?
The top arrival was Michael Elise from Palace.
That's a good signing. But, I mean, for Bayern, considering they finished third last year, I think they're just spending money to spend it, which I thought they were going to do after the end of last season. But
They also got Hiroki Ito from Stuttgart.
But he's injured now.
But he is injured now.
We'll see.
So when he comes back, he'll probably fill that spot that Delit had. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll talk about it in Pokal, but they've got an interesting first game to start worrying about this with. Ito broke his foot. Yeah, he did.
Ooh, ouch. Yeah. Yikes. You kind of need that for soccer, don't you?
It's advisable. I feel like, what's the, worst bone that you can... I know there's not a good bone you can break, but what would be, the worst bone that you could possibly break? And not spine. Spine, obviously that's...
Spine, yeah, that's... What are we thinking? I mean, the arms are pretty bad.
I think it's shoulder. For me, it's shoulder. It's one of the things you don't realize that you need until it's probably broken.
Yeah. Though I heard collarbone breaks are, pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh, tibia is a good shout.
Tibia, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you broke that, something really bad happened. Glad to have you back, Jake, by the way. Yeah, we will mention the big show after this. Orbitals! Yeah, Orbital. Oh, my God.
Oh! I hate this line of conversation now.
Yeah, all right, we're going to switch gears. All right. Hello, everyone. I really need to put the air horn back on the sound. Maybe we'll get the big applause. There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Neck with the
Yes,
follow.
sir.
Let's go. Welcome to the show. Thanks everyone for jumping in here. We're gonna jump into the Pokal now. If you didn't see this yesterday, I spent an unreasonable. See, Beeflum has an actual job and I don't, so I can spend a lot of time doing really dumb stuff. But we've got an entire cheat sheet for every matchup in the first round for the men's Pokal. Beeflum, I cannot see the chat now, but so you're gonna have to be our chat.
I will be chat correspondent.
All right. So some things to remember about the first round. If it is your first ever Bundesliga DFB Pokal, if it's your 1 millionth and you just forgot, some things about the first round. The lower league team is always the home team, which is fucking awesome. They do that. I've had someone ask me why they do that. It come off as that's good for ticket revenue, right? Like if you're an Oberliga team and you're playing Dortmund, like you probably are going to make more money than you've ever made in your life off of that one game. So they do that. First and second league teams are in no matter what, and if you're I should have put the top 4 finishers in Dritte Liga. And even if you got relegated, you're still in. What's up?
We got 5 gifted subs from ZD Smith.
Golly! One of them to my burner.
All that work, Jake. One of them to your burner.
Thank you, Z. Thank you, ZD. Love you. Yeah, even if you're relegated out of second league last year, you're still in it because you're technically second league last year. And then you'll see a bunch of like fourth league and fifth league teams. There's like regional cups that happen in like the amateur levels. If you win one of those, then you are in the DFB Pokal. So some key things to remember. I know someone asked what Bundes Ragnarok is. Since 2009, there has been a first round exit by a first league team every year, and not just one, it's multiple.
It's multiple.
So ever since
this is truly March Madness for German soccer.
It's August Madness or whatever.
Yeah.
What's that? August. What's the word that would be mad?
We could say, for now I'm saying August Chaos, but we make the A capital.
I mean, that's the best way to describe it. When you see the upset facts on this slide, it's only since 2009, just because, I mean, that's when Bundes Ragnarok was. And then for you ESPN Plus people in the US, if they have the ESPN Plus logo in the left corner, it is on ESPN Plus. Are you ready, B-Fun?
I am ready. I'd just like to point out before we get into it, we have our first bold prediction from our parent company, Shades of Blue US, saying Werder Bremen going all the way.
Oh, we forgot to mention that, actually. We Shades of Blue is our co-workers now. We've joined a network of great places, podcasts, shows like that. Shades of Blue is so kind to not only get the show back on air, but will be helping us be insane.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Shades of Blue. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, August Anarchy.
Anomalies. Yeah, that's a good one.
Anomaly or Anarchy? I'm in for either one of those. Okay. Friday games, which, as you know, we always watch. So, Wien Wiesbaden and FSV Mainz, or as you know them, just Mainz. So, I didn't realize these two teams were so close together. Like, I never pieced that together. That's like I think it said like an hour train ride.
Oh, wow.
Derby. What?
This is a derby. I'm on it right now.
Yeah, if you're an MLS exec, this would be like, you'd be pumping this one up. But you might have known Wiesbaden. They're in the second league last year, and they got relegated. They're currently towards the top. Current league placement is kind of dumb because it's only 2 games, but I think it's helpful to just see. And they have never beaten a first league team in the Pokal, just in general. Not just since 2009. So that's an interesting fact. And then here's one of the things that's interesting about the first round and why I think there are so many upsets. As you can see with Wiesbaden's played 2 games already, and preseason and all of that. So they played 2 competitive games. Some teams in here have even played 4. And Mainz has not played a game at all yet. This is technically their first competitive game before the even season starts. So you're playing some Oberliga team that already knows their strategy, and Mainz just got rid of Garuda. They're going to have to figure out how to play Wiesbaden. So, they were a first league team last year, and still this year. And then they exited the first round 3 times since 2009. That's not the most, but... B-Fun, what are some thoughts off of seeing this matchup, seeing the history, seeing the head-to-head stats?
One thing I'll say just in general for the entire... slideshow as we go along is that you'll see a lot of these lower teams that has not been the first league team in the Pokal, has not won a Pokal game in their history. I guarantee you that will change. There will be at least 2 or 3 that fix that statistic this weekend.
Absolutely.
And this could be one of them just because, like you said, Wiesbaden have played 2 games so far this season. Mainz have not played a competitive game, and also Wiesbaden's at home. I know I wouldn't necessarily pick Wiesbaden to win this game. I think I'd still go Mainz, just because their history, they've been able to make it out of the second round, to the second round, ever since the 2021 season. I think the last time they lost in the first round was 19-20. That's one of those things. You can't sweep on any of these teams, especially the ones that have played a couple of competitive games, because they're ready to compete. And, some of these first league teams may not be as ready.
Imagine Mainz digging up tape on Wiesbaden just so they don't get knocked out. I mean, that's what you kind of got to do, right? Like, you can't, like DFB said, you can't just stroll up in the arena, an away match, in your first competitive match together, the team, and just be there. We also haven't picked either of us as some host background, so we gotta start picking him here.
Jandal said always pray on Mainz's downfall, so I will definitely support that and go Wiesbaden here.
That seems like some very targeted Dortmund hatred, which I totally
understand. Unbiased, of course.
Right.
Wiesbaden.
Okay, I am gonna pick Mainz. I have no real reason for picking that, but I'm not totally confident in that, honestly, because losing Garuda, who's one of their best midfielders and biggest talents, and then like literally a few days before this, like that's gonna be pretty hard to get over in any game, but definitely to someone who's been playing pretty well in the Dritte Liga already. Okay, these. Actually, can you write these down?
Yeah.
Also, I know I'm making you the show steward. Could you put the link in for anyone who did, or can someone in chat put the link to the contest in the chat?
I was just pulling that up.
We do have a contest for this first round. If you think you're really good at the chaos, you can go join the 50 other people who made picks for this first round. The prize is a really bad trophy. It's like one of those generic soccer trophies they give out in AYSO, but you do get one. So, next one is Hallescher FC versus St. Pauli. So St. Pauli, as we now know, is in the first league for the first time in a while. So now they're in the crosshairs for the for Bundes Ragnarok. They used to be the upsetters. Now they're the ones that might be upset. Halle did not have a good year last year. They're one of the teams that got relegated. They're doing okay in the first 3 games that they played so far, but last year was really, really bad. And they also have not been a first league team in the Pokal. As you can see, they're kind of first round champions. The second rounds that they made, they beat like Oberliga teams and stuff, so that's not that impressive. But St. Pauli hasn't won a Pokal game as a first league team since 1996. I know they've only been a first league team 3 times in that, but still. I'm just...
Why did you say that? Now I'm rethinking this.
Dude, that's the stuff you gotta know before things pop off.
See, my thing is, I'm thinking back to, I think it was 21-22, the year they lost to Union Berlin. Mm-hmm. They beat Dortmund to get to the quarterfinals, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm just remembering, because that was an away game. St. Pauli hosted that, and I just remember that atmosphere was insane. But they're the away team here, so I think the Pokal still needs a St. Pauli home game at some point in the competition. I'm going to pick St. Pauli on this, just because I'm also not too confident with Hallescher. Yeah. I mean, they've gotten 5 points in 3 games so far. They're sitting in 4th, but like it's hard to pick against St. Pauli, as unbiased as I am.
Yeah, I think even though like T4ND1L says, teams that get promoted are kind of in the crosshair as well. And like St. Pauli lost a lot of people this off season. but I don't think that's really going to affect their first round so much. I think it'll affect their season, but I don't imagine losing Herzler and some of the other people they lost. They're going to lose to a team that got booted out of Grita Liga last year. So, Jackson Irvine Masterclass. Oh, someone asked how much rain there's going to be. That is another part of it, is how much rain there'll be. But I'm going to pick St. Pauli for this.
Okay.
Who is next? There we go. Bersberger Kickers. Say that 3 times fast. And Hoffenheim. Some key facts for this. They are also a 4th league team. One thing I noticed in doing research for these, sometimes people who won the league but didn't win the cup get into the Pokal, so I don't know what that's about. They also have not been a 1st league team in the Pokal. So this is an wait, be fun. I just realized all of these are on Friday though.
All of these are Wait, what's the last game on ESPN Plus?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, let's finish talking about this one, then we can reconsider.
Yeah, so Hoffenheim, as they've been in the 1st league forever. They were in a first round exit twice since 2009. And these two actually played each other already in the Pokal. It was a really good game. Würzburger Kickers came down 2 to put it into extra time, and if I'm not mistaken, they won on penalties. But yeah, they won on penalties.
Hoffenheim won on penalties. Yeah.
Hoffenheim had been making some big signings these last few weeks. They're going into this strong. This is another one where I don't see it happening.
Well, my question would be, have they replaced Bayer yet?
They're about to. They, Adam Holzek on Leverkusen. They're about to vastly overpay for him.
Will that be? That's not in time for this game, though.
No.
So
and then Bibu is also injured now too. So
yeah. So my question is up in attack then. Like, who's going to score the goals for them? I don't think Matarazzo lets this team lose, though.
No, I don't think so either. And their first round exits were not for a while. They've been pretty consistent since then. So I don't foresee. Oh, Polygame doesn't show up on the ESPN app. I had to go to the schedule, like the button that says schedule, and pick soccer and go from there. So
I think this is going to be a close game, though.
You do? Oh, okay.
I think it'll be a close game.
I don't think this one will. I think now that I'm realizing it's Friday, I think the St. Pauli game is going to be close. It goes against everything I just said, though.
Now, do you think that's still a win for St. Pauli? Is the question.
Yes, but I think it's going to go to extra time.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not seeing Hoffenheim losing. They have a pretty strong team, and you know what the best part about this? All this logic, and they could get blown out 3-0. Very possible. We might not have to blank it either. I would never. Damn, did they take the St. Pauli game off or something? Like, people are saying they can't see it.
Let me see. Let me see this. I'm doing my check.
I could have swore it was on there, like literally. I'm gonna turn. Why is it so hot in here, bro?
German Cup.
I went to. Damn. So maybe they took it off.
It's not on Plus.
Damn.
It may be. What time is it at? Is that 11?
Yeah. Maybe they saw the deck and they're like, actually, no.
If it's not on Plus, then I'd have to check ESPN proper.
We'll do that later.
Okay. I'll do it in the background. You can introduce the next matchup.
So this game's interesting. So Bayern hasn't lost. They're not a first round losing team, right? But they're also not a team that finishes third, and they did that very recently. LOL. And Ulm is having a rough start, but they still were good enough to get promoted, and like pretty early, if I remember, the season last year. And they also have not beaten a first league team in the Pokal. But I don't know. There's something's off about Bayern since Harry Kane's been on the team. They've turned into a team that they are not.
They turned into Tottenham Hotspur.
Bayern not playing at a later date because they aren't in Super Cup. Oof.
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 That is some strong banter. I gotta say, I'm feeling nefarious vibes from this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm feeling real nefarious vibes.
I'm not. I think they
You're
stick
not?
with it. I'm not. I think they still stick with the second round trend that they've been going on. Let me y'all can see what's going on here. The last time they won the Pokal was the COVID year 1920.
Yeah. 1920.
Yeah,
It feels that far away. It feels that far away.
But if you look at each year after that, there's only 1 year where they got out of the second round.
But I think we're going like a soft skiing though, right? Like it's like going down. You never know.
Yeah,
They won't even qualify next year.
Hey, I'm sorry, we got to remove like 80 points from Bayern. They're going straight down to the third league.
Credit card fraud, getting Harry Kane.
Selling Delit. Why did you do that?
Money laundering. I don't know, man. I'm gonna take Ulm. I know it's really stupid. There's got to be one upset on Friday. There just has to be. There's no stats on that, on like how many upsets happen on Friday. I'm going for it.
So you're picking Ulm. I'm picking Bayern.
You did say you wanted to go back to the St. Pauli game, though, right?
I did want to go back to the St. Pauli game.
Okay.
That may be my upset. I may go Hollister there.
I think that's probably the most likely. I like someone else in chat said earlier. Like, I do think being a newly promoted team and freshly picked apart is not going to help you all that much. 8-0, we're saying.
8-0 is crazy. Protect Vincent Company. Hey, this is Bayern's first black coach like ever, right?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. This is their first shade of black coach they've ever had. So I want him to do well, but he's not being set up for success this season, I have to say. All right. And then Ulm has never scored against Bayern in club history, so why not make it on a Friday, right?
Yeah, why not?
So there's only 4 Friday games, but Saturday, there's a ton. There is a ton.
Where's your schedule?
So we have... that's the one thing. So Super Cup is that day at like 2:30. So you could theoretically watch German soccer from 6 a.m. to 2:30, which is insane. But we have the best badge in German history, Schott Mainz, coming up against Greuther Fürth. So, if you don't know the tiers in German soccer, they are in the 5th league. So they won the cup. It doesn't matter what league you're in. If you win that cup, you're in. You could just be a bunch of friends and win. But this team has also never won a Pokal game in their history. So they do get helped out with playing Fürth, although Fürth is having a pretty good start to the season. And they have been a first-round exit 6 times since 2009.
Jesus.
Deep fun thoughts.
Jesus. And they're still in 2 Bundesliga. Okay.
Yeah.
Firstly, I have to agree that Mainz badge looks like it's straight out of Blue Lock, and I love it. I feel like this is going to be hard for Fürth to lose, but it's very possible for Fürth to lose it because it's Fürth.
Yeah.
They started 4 points in 2 games in the this Weitze.
But something to clear up with that is like there's like 10 teams with 4 points in this. So
that's the thing. That's the thing. Because that's 2 games. That's a win and a draw. So there's not much to go off of with that. And it's just the chaos of the first league, or not the first league. Chaos of the first round. of the cup. If I'm going straight vibes, I'm rooting for Shot Mines on this.
Well, yeah.
I'm rooting for Shot Mines, and I'm going to pick them because I'm
Oh,
rooting for them. But you know, we gotta chalk it up to the game. We don't know what's going to happen.
I do see that there's like pretty nefarious vibes emanating from this one too. I'm gonna pick first just because Julian Green is gonna be a hero and score 5 hat tricks in this game.
There you go.
But the other stat that's kind of making me think that I want to pick Mainz too is last 3 exits have been to 4th league teams or below, like regardless of the rounds. So this is kind of teeing up for.
Yeah. Also, can I say that Julian Green comment is the most American thing I've ever heard you say?
It's probably the only American thing I've ever said. I'm gonna go with you. Actually, I'm gonna pick 1 Mainz, 2 Mainz, red Mainz, blue Mainz.
Oh, there you go. We're united in Mainz.
There you go. I like how we weren't entirely united about red Mainz, but we were for blue Mainz, who's in 4 leagues lower than the red Mainz. This is disgusting. So we have Erzgebirge. Oh, I always fuck up saying that. And then Gladbach. So Gladbach has historically been, even in all of Pokal history, one of the most consistent first round teams ever. They've only lost twice in the first round since the year 2000. I just don't foresee this being an issue. I think this is probably the staunchest one where I'm like, this is not going to really be a close one.
I'm biased, of course, but unfortunately for you, that I agree.
Hey, you gotta give respect where respect is earned there.
Yeah, Gladbach have been, and they also need to be in there to be the potential Bayern boogeyman if they get past the second round.
True,
So.
we need to keep them in it.
Once they eliminate Bayern, we can be like, okay, you served your purpose.
I don't see that being it. Oh, so the only issue I have is Sione is just a bad coach. I think that leaves, because when he was at I think he was in charge of Leverkusen when they lost to Elversberg that one year. So that does open them up, but I just don't think. Yeah, and Suniverter's saying I think Gladbach has won every preseason match. Although that doesn't mean a whole lot. It is an interesting note to also combine with they don't usually lose in the first round. So I am going to pick Gladbach.
Okay. I'm in the same boat.
Also, Erzgebirge's stadium is fucking beautiful. You should go look up a picture.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll look at a picture of it.
Wait. I'll probably do it at the end. Oh my god, how did we jump like 100 games? Oops. All right. This is game 7. We finally get out of the 6 a.m. So this is probably when most of you will get out of bed. Rot-Weiss Essen versus RB Leipzig. So Rot-Weiss Essen, they are they have 3 points in 2 games with Dritte Liga. They won the Rhine Cup. They beat 2 first league teams in 2009, but not in the first round. So they have not knocked off a first league team in that first round yet. I'm not memeing either. The Pokal history you see for RB Leipzig is all they have. So Jake's favorite team. I'm not gonna condone this meme this year. They're not my favorite team. They only lost the first round in Cup history once as a first league team. So I'm not really. I don't think Leipzig's going to lose this one either, honestly.
You're not going to like what I have to say about Leipzig, but they may be at least a semifinal team.
They have to be. They're so set up for success this year. I'm sorry. I know people are like, oh, Jake's a Red Bull fan. I'm not. I'm just being realistic. Especially them keeping Simons. Like, I was fully expecting him to go and pick Bayern, and none of that happened. So, they've got something cooking there, unfortunately, in Rot-Weiss Essen. Essen means food in German, And that is exactly what's going to happen to them in the first round. Did you pick
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're going
I picked Leipzig.
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of debating that needs to go on here.
No.
This insane badge, I don't know what the hell is going on here. But FC Villingen versus FC Heidenheim. Villingen is 18th in Regionalliga in 3 games. They have 1 point. Jesus. They beat 2 first league teams since 2009, but also not in the first round. Also, a fun fact: you cannot take the train to both of these places. You have to drive. So this isn't a real American matchup here. We've got our first American derby here.
The Great American Derby.
You're just mentally preparing the people for the potential earth-shattering sadness. I feel like that's like this entire show. Like in my head, I'm seeing us getting clipped by like one of these teams saying they're gonna get blown out.
You combine a Cologne fan with a Dortmund fan, and I'm biased, of course. But
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And you expect joy.
So Heidenheim famously finished in 8th last year. They have been eliminated by a team in a lower league than them only once since 2009. If you know, they've been actually as low as the fifth, fourth, third league. They still had not lost to a team that's lower than them. However, I think this is just going to be a topsy-turvy season for them in general. I'm not exactly saying Heidenheim's like going to blow this out, but I don't think they're going to lose, if that makes sense.
Agreed. I don't think they'll have too many issues in this matchup. I think their issues come in the second round when they've really started their other competitions.
Although, I think Chad is giving some good points. They did sell a lot of their talent. I just don't know if they're going to be that down bad where they lose to Villingen, who's playing not. I know we've been like, oh, the start of the season doesn't matter, but they have 1 point in 3 games. Like that is a really awful start. So, I'm gonna pick Heidenheim.
I am also picking Heidenheim.
Osnabrück versus Freiburg. Osnabrück is playing like absolute tushy so far in the third league. I know it's 2 games, but I mean they're playing really bad, and that's combined with. Legally speaking, they're in this fight of Bundesliga last year, but they had like 17 points at the end of the season, so they were they were not in the league last year. They did beat Bremen in 2001. They beat Hamburg in 2016, and they beat Hamburg and Dortmund in 2009. But in recent history, they have kind of just been hit in the first round. And meanwhile, Freiburg has only been eliminated in the first round once since Bundesragnarok. So. Is the Osnabrück flag in the shape of their logo too? I don't know. Actually, that's a good question.
I don't know. That would be dope if it was.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to bring attention to is that that second most recent matchup on Osnabrück's tally. It's the second round against SC Freiburg, and it was 5-4 on penalties. So. In history, this has been a very close matchup.
Yeah.
Now I don't see. Well, I don't want to keep saying I don't see first league teams going out because I got to pick a first league team to go out. I still don't see Freiburg messing this up. Just because of how, I mean, they were that shockingly bad last season, and they did go out in the first round to Cologne after extra time.
And that's really embarrassing. That's probably the most embarrassing thing on this sheet.
Yeah, but I think there is, if Freiburg shoot themselves in the foot on this one, you kind of have to start asking questions about Freiburg.
Yeah, I think. To your point, they have a lot of questions already. Like they don't have, how could I forget his name? Their coach they've had forever. My God. I'm gonna boo myself when we have that.
Yeah, boo me too. I forgot it.
They also lost a few players, but not a whole lot. Like they're trying to get rid of Ginter right now, which Christian
Strive.
Streich. There we go. Why
We
do
need
have-
new hosts.
Yeah, we need new hosts. This is our last day.
We're opening up 50+ donor applications.
Tryouts are this weekend.
Try so this weekend. Make sure you bring a ball.
So
There will be a crossbar challenge.
I know we are a very vibes podcast here. I do have one vibes thing though. Nils Peterson, their longtime striker, did the draw for the first round. So I do think they have that.
Oh, they have plot armor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's Freiburg.
So I'm gonna pick Freiburg.
Okay.
Little insider, Freiburg was hit and miss in the preseason. Definitely can tell Schuster is in his first managerial gig, but he has a lot of really cool ideas. If it was a team that didn't play like ass for 2 years straight, it looks like Olsen. If they were playing like Ulm, I would say Freiburg's gonna lose. But I just think Osnabrück is in a tailspin right now, just as a organization. So. But if I wake up and they beat Freiburg, again, this is a Pokal, so none of it's going to be surprising if it's all wrong. FC Ingolstadt, I bet you haven't seen that name in a while, versus finals participator FC Kaiserslautern. Insane to think about. But Ingolstadt is also playing like absolute booty. They have 0 points in 2 games in the Dritte Liga. And they were one of the Bundesliga first team exits in 2015. So when they were in the first league, they got eliminated in the first round. And I think that was their only year there. The interesting thing is these teams have played 15 times. Kaiserslautern has 6 wins, 5 draws, and 3 losses against Ingolstadt. And my favorite stat of this, 5 of those games against each other had a red card. So.
And this isn't on ESPN Plus. They didn't do their research.
They did not. No, we should have made the deck earlier. Then they could have foreseen this. But thoughts on this one, Beef One?
It's very hard to see. I feel like Ingolstadt is in the same position as Osnabrück. I mean, like literally, they are. They're like 0 points in the third league, but Kaiserslautern still, I'd say they're still running on a high. They made it to the final last season, and they only held Leverkusen to 1 goal.
That's true.
Which
yeah,
is a big accomplishment. I don't know too much about how much they've sold off or added this season, but I still feel like they would have to try to lose against Ingolstadt.
I mean, they have. Yeah, like the question is always if Ragnar Ashe can play. I think he is. They're not going to sell. Theoretically, they're not going to sell him in time for this game, so they'll at least probably have him for this. But even then, like I think Kaiserslautern got a lot better in the offseason, as we were talking about with Matthew all that time ago. I think there's another one where I just don't see it, especially because Kaiserslautern. This isn't like a first league thing, right? Like Kaiserslautern's played already. They've looked very strong. They've got the momentum going into this game. I would be really shocked if they got knocked off by Ingolstadt. So I'm going to pick Kaiserslautern. We're in agreement there, I think.
I'm agreeing there. Yep.
Griefwalder versus Union Berlin. I wish I had the time to really research because this team's actually pretty new. Griefwalder, I think it was 2013. They merged with another team to be this, but they were a long-time Eastern German team before this. I feel like we should do a club profile on that team. But point being, in fact, the team they came from is where Tony Cruz actually started out. So this is only their second time in the Pokal as this team that they are now. I think the bigger question though is Union. Their vibes are in a weird place. Like after last, Ingolstadt has 3 points.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah, I might have looked at that wrong. Union's just in a weird place. Like they didn't really have a good season last season. I don't really see any big moves they made this summer, other than Tom Roth, I guess.
They're another team that has not lost in the first round as a first league team, and that could change. Just because I like the vibes of Griefwalder. That badge goes hard.
That badge is hard. That badge is very hard.
You know what? I'll do it. I'll pick Griefwalder.
I think we're being bad hosts because I'm gonna agree with whatever you're about to say.
It's nothing but vibes, so take that with a grain of salt. But I feel like with the vibes of Union being in question and Griefwalder, I don't want to say just being happy to be there, but like look at their history.
Yeah.
They're gonna put their all into this game, and I don't know if Union will be ready for it.
I mean, if you look at the literal only other example we have of this team in the Pokal, they kept it up with Augsburg 4-2. So they've got some dog in them, and I don't know if Union has a dog in them. We'll see, but like you were alluding to, like Pokal is literally the tournament for it. The streak is meant to be broken. So
Yeah.
I'm also gonna pick Griefwalder. So
Okay.
we are not even halfway through the and we have 15 more minutes. Jesus. Okay, we're
The Pokal runs deep.
we're gonna have to speed run, but if there's a game that we're like, let's talk about this, let's stop there.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick Schalke for this.
I unfortunately am also gonna pick Schalke for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bielefeld, Hanover. I'm gonna pick Hanover for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
I want to stop on this one.
Yeah, okay.
So Alemannia Aachen, who you might not have ever heard, they've got some interesting ultras, to say the least. I'm only gonna pick Aachen because I think Kiel has a lot of pressure being a first league team for the first time ever. So they did have that Bayern win, but that was in the second round, and they weren't a first league team, and they had no expectations. Now they're in a position where it's like, you should beat these guys, and it's their first game of the entire season. So I'm picking Aachen for this.
I can see it. What did I pick for? I already forgot what I picked for the St. Pauli game.
You were in like
I picked.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm metagaming this because I'm like I'm like, okay, this is a newly promoted team. How many newly promoted teams do I think are going to make the second round? And it's literally 1 or 0 at this point. And I'm going to say 0. I'm gonna agree with you on the Aachen pick.
Yeah, Suneverter has a great point too. Kiel also got absolutely looted. We'll talk about it next week when the Bundesliga season comes back, but like Bochum is really lucky these two other teams are going to probably be pretty bad. They're very lucky. All right.
Here we go.
Now we have this game. On paper, this game looks like it should just be a walk-in, walk-out. I'm feeling some real evil vibes in this one.
This would be the biggest pot of gumbo in German history. Is an insane point. I just don't see it. This would be objectively hilarious. Like stripping out my bias for 2 seconds. If Dortmund were to lose this game, this would be objectively hilarious. I would actually laugh at this if Dortmund were to lose this. I don't see it happening at all. Even though there were some preseason games where I like, ooh, we really performed like that. Um, I still think that this is going to be the first game where we have most of the full group together. Obviously, we have to wait on Garassi's injury, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of creativity. They're going to try a lot of things, and I think a lot of it's going to work, at least against Lubeck. It's not going to work as well as when we start the Bundesliga season, but I feel like this is going to be a good test run of what the new look Dortmund is going to be.
I want to look so smart picking Lubeck, but I also disagree. I think there's so many funny aspects of this, like the upset part. Like they have not lost to in the first round since Bundes Ragnarok, but them losing to a team who's only been in the DFB Pokal 3 times in their entire history, like that would be so funny. But I really just don't see this happening. If it does, I won't even feel dumb for not picking them. It will, like B-Fun said, it will be the just objectively hilarious soccer. True comedy.
It would be. Man. I don't know whether I'd be laughing in pain or out of just like pure amusement. But like
it could be a good mixture of both.
Yeah, I've seen Dortmund win the Pokal twice while I've been a fan, so I really do not stress over the competition. Of course, I still want to win it, but
yeah, you guys have Champions League.
Like if they win, yeah, well.
Only 4 of Lubeck's players have a clickable wiki link.
Those are the vibes.
Those are the vibes, guys.
Those are that's the nefarious vibes you need around the game.
We'll have no backup striker, maybe. I mean, I don't think you're going to need a backup striker against Lubeck. We can speed through this one. I think Augsburg's going to... Augsburg, surprisingly, is very consistent in the first round. So
surprisingly, yeah.
So I'm going to pick Augsburg for that. Grim Reaper FC is in here. The Nightmare Steelers. They have eliminated a first league. It's supposed to be first league team 3 times in their last 5 Pokal runs, which is nuts considering this was a 4th league team for a while. But I don't think they're going to beat Nuremberg.
I agree. They made the semifinals last year, though. Hold on.
Yeah, it was a crazy run they went on. Wait.
Can they catch lightning in a bottle? I think I'm going Nuremberg.
But they made it the last 2 times they're in there. But then they also lost. If you're a believer in patterns, then they would lose in the first round this year. Yeah, I'm going to take Nuremberg.
Okay.
We got to just stop here to point out Hildesheim's badge. It looks fucking insane.
Amazing.
But I could actually see them beating Elversberg. I think I'm going to pick Heidelheim.
You're picking Heidelheim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I honestly, I can get behind it. Just because that badge is giving me Nickelodeon vibes, and I just want to write that.
Yeah, it really is.
I want to write that.
I'm gonna pick. I'll put Regensburg.
I'm gonna.
I kind of picked a lot of first team. Oh man, I'll pick Regensburg. Whatever.
I'll pick Regensburg. Ronald Regensburg.
Ronald. Oof.
I almost want to pick Welcome after that. I'm gonna stick with it. Darmstadt, yeah.
Yeah, Onsen is. They've as long as they don't get 8-0'd, and if you look at patterns, if you look at the pattern for Darmstadt, they should be going to round of 16. What is it called? Bundesliga box team, Bremer FV is in there, but I also don't think Paderborn's going to lose this.
Jesus Christ, 12-0 to Bayern in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going Paderborn on this one.
All right, we gotta stop. Okay.
Here we go.
Let me go on a little bit of a rant. Okay?
Get on your soapbox.
Okay, yeah, there I am. I'm stepping up on the soapbox. Köln is fucking booty in the Pokal these last 5 years. having watched this absolute affront to the eyeballs that this team will do when they get eliminated, no first round game is safe from these absolute morons. And they're now in a team. They have a team that's in flux. They don't really know who to start. They don't really know who's going to be the guys. I'm calling an upset on this one. even if it's not, it's gonna go to like penalties. It's gonna go like extra time. Like if you're like, oh, Colin's gonna win like 3-0. No, not a single. There's no timeline where they have a safe win here. It's gonna be like 1-0, or it's gonna go to penalties, and Sandhausen's gonna beat them. Even though Sandhausen is in 3 Ligas, Colin still has to play Sandhausen this season. Lol. Would this team be better if you had 11 goats on the kits on the field? You know, honestly, goats have powerful headers.
That's 44 legs.
Yeah.
Their last 5 eliminations are from teams in lower leagues. That's a damning stat.
Yeah.
That is a super damning stat. Yeah. And even if you look at Sandhausen's resume, they've gotten out of the first league or the first round the last 2 seasons.
Pretty
3 of
often,
the last
actually.
4.
Yeah.
5 of the last 7. 6 of the last 9. I feel pretty confident with the Sandhausen pick as well. Unfortunately for you.
It's okay. The Pokal is not their thing.
Stefan Tigges statement game.
Yeah, right. If he plays this game, they're definitely going to lose. So,
Stefan Tigges is going to make his statement for this game on match day 4. That's how slow he is.
Yeah, if he has to like bike to the arena, he's going to be there in December. Hansa Rostock versus Hertha. Hertha is starting, like, despite their record, they started pretty strong. And Hansa is another one of those teams that is kind of in spiral. So I'm going to pick Hertha for this one.
Okay. I am going to pick Hansa because I see a boat and I am a One Piece Glazer. So
These are 2 boat teams.
They're both boat teams.
Yeah, Hertha's like Steamboat.
Steamboat? Yeah, I'm still going Hansa.
I don't know how Hansa Ultras would react to a black person picking them to win. Meppen versus Hamburg. The fun fact is that the Frauen teams have played each other more than their men's teams have, which is very funny. Meppen's women's team is pretty good. I don't see Hamburg losing this one either.
Agreed.
Yeah. Spreitfreunde Lotte, which is a very, very funny name. I kind of want to pick Lotte, just because Karlsruhe is a first round merchant in the other way. They have been booty in the first round, so I'm gonna pick Lotte, but I can also see Karlsruhe like winning this very narrowly.
I will go Karlsruhe after extra time.
This is actually we could stop on this for a little bit, not a full way. I think just any time you're playing Dresden in Dresden is not a fun place to play. Dusseldorf they've got some bad vibes. They haven't had it in the first 2 games, but I think the way they went out last year and their player signings have been like okay. I'm still gonna pick Dusseldorf, but I think it's gonna be close.
Agreed. I also think it's gonna be close though.
All right, we have 4 games left.
Okay, and 4 minutes. Look at that.
There you go. Koblenz versus Wolfsburg. Koblenz actually surprisingly has a pretty good history considering how low in the tiers they are, and Wolfsburg is very consistent in the first round. So I do think that Wolfsburg's gonna survive this. But it is the note is remember when Wolfsburg got eliminated from the Pokal because they had too many subs. How do you, as a professional soccer
How do you lose track of subs?
I don't know. That logo is heat, though. I will say that logo is very cool. And I don't think we need to specify which one.
Yeah.
Energy Cottbus is back, and they're playing Bremen again. They played already in the first round 2 years ago. Cottbus is absolute butt cheeks in the first round too. So even though Bremen has the most exits from a Bundesliga team since Bundes Ragnarok, I don't think they're going to lose the Energy Cottbus.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I don't think Cottbus gets a revenge
I
game.
don't think Cottbus gets. Energy Cottbus is low-key fire name though. Yeah, you're right.
It is a fire name, and that badge is very, very cool. This is probably the most boring Pokal game that is there right now. We have a fourth league team playing a not so great second league team, even though they're high after those first two games. But I mean, they barely made it last year. They're both two chokers too, so I'm not really sure.
Two chokers. This is going to be either 0-0 or 6-6. Going to pens and on
a fan scores the winning.
And a fan scores the winning penalty. I'll go Offenbach just for vibes.
Kickers forgot to finish coloring their badge. That is nefarious. There's been some real evil things said in this chat. I love hearing Jake say...
This has been a stream.
I love hearing Jake say someone or something is absolute butt cheeks. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a really bad game, or like 8-8. But I will pick. I don't know how many Frankfurt fans are watching this, so I'll pick Magdeburg. All right, now we stop off at the most important game in the last game of our little thing. We're not going to do the two games disrupted by Super Cup yet. The winner keeps the Eintracht title. Is Eintracht Braunschweig versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt, I don't know if they're going to lose to it. Like, Braunschweig is, they're butt last year, they're butt now. No, I don't think Braunschweig is going to win this one.
I will agree, but I will also say just the fact that the winner keeps the Eintracht title just immediately adds nefarious energy to this game.
It does. The stakes are, it's more than just a Pokal game. This is about the state of the club.
It is about the state of Germany at this point.
I think it'll be close, but I do think Frankfurt's going to. I think Frankfurt only for Goetze. Yeah. True. Well, what? Oh, go ahead.
I feel like we'd be disrespecting our guest next week or from last week as well.
Yeah, we gotta show some respect. That was a
Yeah.
very cool show. I can't believe how many funny things Jake come up with DFB and they don't pay him, bro. I still have a conspiracy theory that Bundesliga knows the show exists because I've watched so many Bundesliga highlights videos and have not been copyright strike once. So I don't know. Maybe they told their bots to stand down.
What am I supposed to put? It's tiebreaker. How am I supposed to predict how many goals are going to be scored? Did y'all predict how many goals are going to be scored?
That's just to really randomize it if there's some ties. I didn't think we were going to have a lot of ties, but we have
I'm going
almost
106.
50 people in this.
I'm going 106 goals.
I'm going to say 99. That's a fun number. I doubled the amount of matches, then rolled the dice and subtracted them. So you was that 60, 6? I don't think, well, anyway. We're going to get out of here because our friends over at the DFB Pod, it's their 100th episode today. They have a live show going on literally right now, so go support the homies. And then Shades of Blue is also on at 7, so lots of fun soccer podcasts to watch. I saw someone earlier, are we doing a Friday watch-along for Pokal? We are not. We are potentially doing a watch-along next Friday for the season opener, though.
Yep.
And then also to real quick mention, Frauen Pokal is also starting this weekend. There's a tweet if you want to see the schedule. There's no first league teams in the first round, which is different from men's Pokal, but like Stuttgart's in there, Union Berlin, who else? Gladbach. So there's some big name teams fighting to move on. But thank you for stopping by. Beefum, any last words before we see them next week?
I got nothing. Just watch Pokal. Be ready for some chaos. I know I'll be ready for some chaos, even though I'll be working on Saturday. I'll find a way to sneak some in. But
there's absolutely going to be some kind of chaos. It's not going to be boring. Watch this over the Premier League. Lol.
Watch this over the Premier League.
Watch it over the Premier League. You already know who's going to win the Premier League. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be talking men's Bundesliga next week. And until then, go watch some... Oh, wait. This is going to be awkward. Here we go. All right, see you guys.
50 plus Döner.